Welcome to Movement and Meditation. My name is Cindy. Today's practice is all about releasing stress and pressure from our hips and our low back. And as always, the core of these practices is mindful movement. If you find you have a really nice energy shift from this practice, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. And also drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll be sure to get back to you. Let's begin on our mats in a seated position, whatever that looks like for you, making sure you're comfortable. We're going to take a moment to set an intention for our class today. This is a short word or phrase that uplifts you and energizes you. I often use the word joy, laughter, peace is also one of my favorites. So let's sit comfortably and set a sankalpa, a subtle intention for our practice. Let's bring our hands to prayer, elevating our elbows, pressing our thumbs, fingertips, and palms gently into one another, closing our eyes, tucking our chin slightly in. Let's begin to breathe in and out through our nose. Sending the breath deep into the belly if that feels right. Beginning to lengthen the breath. And let's set our intention. And let's collectively take a long, slow, deep breath in together and hold. And with a great big sigh, let it all go. Let's do that again. Long, slow, deep breath in together. Hold here, and again, let it all go. Let your intention go. Let's become present and centered here. We use our breath and breath focus to help us become centered. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Let's sit cross-legged. Our hands are going to rest on our knees. This is our support position for our beginning move, which is waist rolls. We're going to take a deep breath in here through our nose. Come over to the left, bring your heart center forward, hinging at your hips as you do so, pressing gently against your knees to help yourself back as you exhale, really spreading your shoulder blades here. Coming forward, breathing in. Exhaling as you push your back towards the wall behind you, spreading the shoulder blades. And now let's close our eyes. Link your breath with movement. And if you feel somewhere that could use a little bit more stillness, a little bit more release, stay there for a moment. Make this move yours. Make it right for your body. We're beginning to stretch at our sides, our low back, our hips, and also our shoulders. If you're leading with your shoulder, gently pushing against your knee, you may also feel a stretch in the front or back of your shoulder. And let's come to stillness, keeping your eyes closed. Take a long, deep breath in. Exhale. And let's repeat that on the other side, coming over to the right with your in-breath, hinging forward at the hips, heart center rotates forward, gently pushing back as you exhale, spreading your shoulder blades. Leading with the shoulders if that feels right. You may feel that you have warmed up a bit, so this movement may be more comfortable, slower. You may want to speed it up. This is yogi's choice. And let's come to stillness. Let's straighten our arms, but not locking our elbows. Let's bring our thumb and first finger to touch, backs of the hands resting on the knees. The other three fingers that are not touching are pressing up against one another, and they're straight. Let's take a long, deep breath in here. Pause. And slowly, gracefully exhale, drawing your navel consciously towards your spine as you allow the air to leave your body. Release, and let's meet in tabletop. Gently coming over onto your hip, using your hands to support you as you roll over onto your knees. We are going to take a moment here to check our alignment. Fingertips are pressed into the mat, alleviating some of the pressure off our wrists. Shoulders are over our wrists and hips are over our knees. The tops of your feet can be resting on the mat alternately. If you would like a little more support, feel free to keep your toes curled. We're going to go into a spinal cat-cow movement. Breathing in through your nose, tilt your tailbone, drop your belly, bring your heart center forward. Staying wide in the collarbones here. Exhale, tilt your tailbone, arch your back, tuck your chin slightly in, maybe gazing at your navel. Pushing the earth away. Inhale, tilt your tailbone, drop your belly, heart center comes forward. Exhale, tilt your tailbone. Push up against the sky, spreading those shoulder blades, tucking the chin in. Continue this at your own pace, undulating your spine, syncing your breath with the movement of your spine. Focusing on the inhale and the movement working together, and then focusing on the exhale and the movement coming together as one. And now come to stillness. Let's take our knees mat width apart. So we're making them a little bit wider. Let's bring our toes to touch behind us. And with a deep inhale through your nose, exhale and push your hips back to your heels, allowing your elbows to rest on the mat. We're going to go into child's pose here, taking a break for our wrists and beginning to stretch out the lower back in a different way. Allow your forehead to rest on the ground or on your hands. And breathe in. Return back to your yogic breath. Imagine as you breathe in, the sides of your ribs maybe could actually expand, creating space between them. And as you exhale, consciously bring your navel towards your spine. With your next inhale, let's raise our forehead, protecting our neck, bringing our hands out in front again. Let's come back up into tabletop. From here, we're going to go into our first downward dog of our practice, taking a moment to push our fingertips back into the mat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Toes are curled. And as you exhale, send those hips all the way up to the sky. Let's keep our knees bent here, really creating space for a nice long flat back. Draw your navel into your spine. Your ears are in line with your arms. Your shoulders are unshrugged. Let's begin to move our heels up and down, bending our knees left and right. Creating a different kind of space in our back leg. Changing the way the stretch feels. Remembering to keep your upper back flat and long. Let's take a deep breath in, come to stillness. And as you exhale, let's bring our knees back down to the mat. Take a deep breath in again. Exhale. And now let's bring our right foot up to the top of the mat in between our hands for a low lunge. Take a moment to maybe take that back leg a little further back if that feels right. Hands are on either side of your foot. If this is a little bit hard on your hands here, this is an opportunity to maybe use your blocks to bring the earth a little bit closer. So the blocks go up beside your foot, hands rest on the blocks. And as we breathe here, let's consciously draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Now we're creating a stretch in the front of the left hip. Now using our blocks, we can have them move with us. We're going to inhale and rock back. And as we do this, we're going to keep our hips high. And we're going to bring those toes and point them up at the sky, creating, again, a different type of stretch through the back leg. Using our blocks, they can move with us as we move. Let's inhale, bend that front knee, come forward, making sure that the knee stays behind the toes, creating stretch in the left front hip. Let's breathe and rock back. Blocks can come with you if you need. Toes point to the sky. Let's come forward. Again, making sure that front knee doesn't reach past the toes, protecting that knee. And we're going to come back for the last time. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Breathe in long, slow, and deep through your nose, maybe closing your eyes. Maybe your mental focus is on the physical sensation of the stretch in your hamstring. And now, with your next breath in, let's take the sole of that right foot, place it on the mat. Using our blocks or not, whatever works for you, I'm going to use my fingertips. Let's curl our left toes and straighten that back leg for a high runner's lunge. Again, making sure we have nice alignment in this front knee. If you'd like to use a block here, we're going to go into a twist. So place the block on the inside of that foot. Place your hand on the block. As you inhale, let's raise that right arm and give a nice twist, coming all the way over to the right. We're here for 3 breaths. Feel yourself a little shaky. This is a real challenge to your balance here. And with your next breath in, let's gradually bring that hand back down to the mat and let your left knee come all the way back down as well. Hands flat on the mat for support. Let's send that right knee back into tabletop for another downward dog. Curling our toes under, checking our alignment. Hands are under our shoulders. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, raise your hips all the way up to the sky. And let's start moving our heels. Knees can be very bent here if that allows for a flatter back. That's what we're really after here. Unshrugged shoulders, fingers pushing into the mat. And let's come to stillness, drawing your navel towards your spine. Continue to breathe here. We're here for 3 breaths. With your next exhale, let's bring those knees back down to the mat. Again, in tabletop, let's bring our left knee and foot forward. Both hands on either side of that foot for support, keeping those back toes curled or flat, whatever works for you. And here's your chance to use your blocks again if you feel that helps you in this stretch. We're beginning to consciously draw the right hip forward and the left hip back, beginning to create a different type of stretch in the right front hip. And now let's rock back. Hips stay high and toes point to the sky, creating a stretch through the back left leg. Let's walk our hands forward as we bring the sole of that foot back to the mat, rocking forward, creating stretch and space in the hips. Inhale, let's rock back, walking your hands with you. Toes, left toes point to the sky, maybe closing your eyes here. Coming forward. And coming back. We're here for 3 breaths. Close your eyes if it feels okay, if that challenge to your balance feels right. And focus on the physical sensation of creating space through the back of your left leg. Let's walk our hands forward. Planting our hands on either side of that foot. Curling the right toes under. Let's straighten that right leg, coming up for a runner's lunge. We have a nice 90-degree angle in the front knee, making sure the knee doesn't go past those toes. Using your block, if you would like, let's place that on the inside of that left foot. Hand comes onto the block. The right hand is supporting you here. We're going to twist over to the left. Take a deep inhale, raise that left arm as you twist all the way up and over. We're here for 3 breaths. Feel the challenge, feel the wobbly notion of those legs, and just stay here. Push deep into the earth, creating strength through your legs. It's okay if you're a little shaky. That just means you're working and trying hard. If your arm is all the way up, let's gracefully, slowly bring it back down. Bring your knee back down to the mat. Move your block if you were using one. Let's place both hands on the inside of that left foot and bring the left foot back. Meeting in tabletop. And again, let's go back into child's pose, taking a little bit of a break, resting in this wonderful pose of restoration. Sinking your hips back to your heels, bringing your forehead all the way to the mat if that feels good, and sending your hands forward, creating a stretch through the shoulders. So here we're pushing our fingertips into the mat, creating like tension through that top shoulder, which actually will help to release tension. Stretching out our lower back, our hips. And as always, return back to your yogic breath here. Allow your face to relax. With your next breath in, let's raise our forehead, pushing into the mat with our fingertips. And let's walk our hands back to our knees, bringing ourselves upright. And now let's make our way onto our backs. Gently rolling over, taking your time here. We'll keep our knees bent. Hands, the palms press into the mat here. Press the soles of your feet into the mat. Create a little bit of length and space in your neck by slowly nodding from left to right. Come to stillness. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, let's bring your knees to your chest and give them a big hug. Now your knees can be wide apart here if that feels good. Alternately, you can keep your knees pressed in close together. Do what feels right for your body. Now let's take our hands back onto our knees and let's start to create really big circles with our knees and hands. Going in one big direction and then maybe changing the direction, really creating a big stretch through the inner hip area. Going back and forth. Yogi's choice here again to do what feels right for your body. Going in whatever direction feels appropriate for you. And let's bring our knees back up to our chest and let's send the soles of our feet straight to the sky. Stay here with your hands resting on the back of your thighs if this feels good. And if Happy Baby is in your practice, let's take a hold of the outside of our feet, keeping our shoulders relaxed and connected to the ground, drawing our knees a little bit closer to the mat. And breathe here. Long, slow, deep breath in. Full, gentle exhale. Now let's maybe straighten that right leg if that's in your practice. Straighten that left leg if that's in your practice. And just stay here for a moment. Focusing on your breath. If your legs are straight, let's bend them, coming back into Happy Baby. Releasing your feet and allowing the soles of your feet to fall flat to the earth. Let's bring our arms up in cactus or straight to our sides, whatever feels good. Bringing our knees and ankles together, let's allow those knees to fall over to the left side. Left arm comes onto the right top leg, helping that stretch out a little bit, helping to create a bit more challenge. Maybe looking over your shoulder if you would like to add on here. Breathe. Take this time to breathe long, slow, conscious breaths in. And deep, full exhales. And let's come back up to neutral. And we'll do that on the other side. Taking a moment to realign your lower back, allow your knees to fall over to the right. Right hand comes on top of that left leg to add a little extra challenge. And again, maybe looking over that left shoulder. We're here for 2 more breaths. Let's release our hand from our leg, bringing our face to a neutral position as we bring our knees neutral. Now let's send our left leg to the left corner of the mat, right leg to the right corner of the mat. Allow your hands to rest down at your sides. Backs of your palms are resting on the mat. And let's relax. Let's absorb all the wonderful energy of our practice today. This is your well-deserved rest. And possibly the most important part of your practice. Allow your feet to fall open to the sides in pure relaxation. Allow your face to relax. Relax your jaw. Allow your tongue to rest in your lower palate. Allow your shoulders and hips to melt a little bit deeper into the mat here. Allow your breath to flow into its natural rhythm. No control over it, just allow it to be. If you'd like to take a longer Shavasana, I would encourage you to pause this video now and stay here in rest and relaxation mode. Alternatively, if you're ready to reawaken your body, let's bring some movement to our fingers and toes. Circling our wrists, circling our ankles. Bringing our arm overhead and bending our knees so we can roll over onto our side. Cradling our head in our arm. And let's gently press ourselves back up to a seated position. Let's lean back into our spine a little bit, bringing our hands to prayer. Elbows are elevated here, chin is slightly tucked in. Let's return back to the intention we set at the beginning of class. Let's place our left hand on our heart center, right hand over the left. Hold your intention in your heart. And let's collectively take a long, slow, deep breath in together. Pause here. Exhale slowly and gracefully. Again, collective, long, deep breath in. Hold here. And gracefully let it go. Let's bring our thumbs in prayer to our forehead, beginning to close off our practice. Bring your hands to the mat in front or your forehead to the mat in front. Grounding off our practice. Namaste. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. It's truly an honor to be here and guide you in this practice. I hope you find it helpful. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And stay tuned for weekly new practices. I also encourage you to stay here if you'd like. There's another video coming up. And if you think that this practice might benefit a friend, please feel free to share it. Namaste.